I'm here today to celebrate the 21st Super Bowl, and I'm going to show you a fantastic recipe you can make for that day. Now, Super Bowl is 5 days away, so you have plenty of time to make this. Who's playing in the Super Bowl this year, cameraman?
That would be the Atlanta Falcons and my New England Patriots. Being Boston born, I'm supporting them.
Oh, geez. Well, whoever you're supporting, it doesn't matter. I only watch halftime. You like my character today? You like my eyes? Did the best I could. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun trying to get this black eyeliner off. But anyway, I'm glad you're all here to watch this spectacle I'm going to make of myself. And also, I hope you're going to enjoy and you're definitely going to try this recipe because it's easy, everyone will love it, and it's perfect for the big football day. So, are we ready to get started, cameraman?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Today, I'm going to show you how to make chocolate chip cookie dough footballs. That's right. I did say cookie dough because there are no eggs in this recipe. So it's completely safe for you to eat. Now you can make football shapes out of it. You can make round truffles. You can do anything you want. But today, in honor of the big game Sunday, we are going to make footballs. So let's get started. Are you ready, cameraman?
I am prepared.
Okay, here we go. Now, just so you know, I doubled this recipe because I want to make lots of these footballs. But if you want, you can cut the recipe in half. I'll leave that up to you. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take my handy dandy KitchenAid mixer. If you don't want to use a mixer, you can try to do it by hand, or you can mix it with your hand mixer, whatever you choose. So the first thing we're going to do is, and I will put the recipe in the description box below. The first thing we're going to do is in the handy dandy mixer, I am going to put 1 cup of dark brown sugar, which I've already pre-measured. But first, I'm going to put on my beater. Here we go. Come on, beater. Cooperate for the football diva today. And I'm going to now put in my 1 cup of dark brown sugar. Next, I'm going to put in 1/2 cup of light brown sugar. Here we go. Now I am going to put in, let me think, my butter. Now this is softened butter. And I'm going to put in, here we go, 1.5 cups, which would be 3 sticks of room temperature butter. So let me get that in there. Very messy. Did you do a football pool yet, Tim?
Yes, I did, football diva.
You think you're going to win this year?
I never do.
We haven't won yet, right?
It's a donation to the Autism Radio.
That's right. So it's for a good cause.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let me get this butter in there. Come on, butter. There we go. And number 3. I had to borrow this shirt from hubby. He had a lot of them, but he's really more into basketball and baseball than football. So we didn't really have too many football shirts, but I thought it was perfect. So anyway, we have the butter and the sugars in here, and I'm going to raise up my mixer, and I'm going to beat this for probably 2 or 3 minutes until it's light and fluffy. So here we go. Maybe the Diva should plug it in. What do you think?
Unless you have a really big battery.
That's true. The Diva always thinks she has everything prepared ahead of time, but there's always something that slips by. Alrighty, so let's get this thing mixed up. Light and fluffy. Now while that's mixing, I'm going to take out my vanilla. I love my vanilla. And after that gets light and fluffy, I'm going to mix in my vanilla extract. And it's 4 teaspoons. That's right, I said 4 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I love my vanilla. All right, come on, baby. Boy, I'm talking loud today, aren't I? And peppy? I must be getting into that football mood. All righty, that's looking good. I still want to learn how to speed up my movie when I make it so that you don't have to hear me babble while this is mixing. But I can speed it up. But this is looking pretty good. Looking nice and fluffy. While that is mixing, I'll show you. I went to the dollar store. Look what I picked up. It was like $1.39. Thought this was perfect. And from the dollar store, lots of football dishes, and napkins, and even some cups. So hit your dollar store. You can find lots of goodies there, very inexpensive. Oh, it's getting light and fluffy now. Let me take my spatula and just clean off the sides. Try to do these videos quickly, because I know you don't want to spend your day watching my videos, but sometimes it is what it is. I mean, if I want to show you how to do it the right way, I have to do it the right way, if that made any sense. So let's just mix it a few more minutes. It's getting nice and light now. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this cookie dough into adorable little footballs. You'll see when we get there. And it's just like eating cookie dough. Our favorite part when we're making those chocolate chip cookies. But let your kids dig in because no eggs and safe to eat. Turning very light now, so we're almost there. Looking good. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to add my vanilla. So this is 4 teaspoons of vanilla. There's only one thing I like better than vanilla extract. Almond extract. I love almond. Anything with almond in it. So good. So we have our 4 teaspoons of vanilla in. And let me keep beating it a little longer. While that's beating, let me get my flour because we are going to add 4 cups of flour to this. Now it's very light in color, so it's looking very good. If you haven't seen my other recipe I have on YouTube, it's for my soft chocolate chip cookies with the magic ingredient in there that keeps them soft. If you haven't seen that, go take a look because I've gotten such great response from those cookies and I haven't found anybody who doesn't like them that I've made them for. They're really good. I made the Toll House my whole life, but these I think have it beat. If you like a soft cookie, you'll love these. So just another minute more. And then next I'm going to add my flour to this. See how light it's gotten? This is what I'm talking about. Light and fluffy. Okay. I think we're good. Alrighty, now I'm going to add my 4 cups of flour in there. So this is my first cup. Gonna mix it slowly so it doesn't go poof, as my grandkids would say, all over the place. Get it started. Now this dough, when I'm done with it, is going to be quite thick. So I have some water on the side here. You may not need it. And I'm just noticing here, Diva, you didn't add your half a cup of granulated sugar to it. So let me throw that in there now. Hopefully it didn't ruin anything. Let me mix that. Because this recipe does take 3 sugars, light brown sugar, dark brown sugar, and granulated sugar. Okay. And here's some more flour. This is 2 cups. So I'll need 1 more cup after this. Let me just get another cup. I've taught my grandchildren who bake with me often, and you'll see them in some of my videos. Always level it off with the knife, because it does make a big difference. Now the dough is getting very thick. This will be my last cup of flour. Woo! Didn't wear my handy-dandy apron today. That's okay. More important to have my football shirt on, my jersey. All right, this is getting very thick, very, very thick and crumbly. So I'm going to beat it a little bit more, and then I'll see if I need to add just a couple of tablespoons of water to it. I think so. So I have some water over here. And what you can do is you can add anywhere from 2 to maybe 4 tablespoons of water to this if it's a little too thick, the dough. So I'm going to just start out with, I think, a cup. I'll put 2 in, and then I'll mix it. You're going to have to be able to handle this dough. You have to be able to mold it into those little football shapes. Put in a little more. Oh, that's good. That little bit of water makes a big difference. All right. Sometimes I get so involved talking to you guys that I'm not always paying 100% attention to my recipe, and that you have to make sure you do. Oh, this is looking really good now. Oh, and it smells delicious. Do you like my football hat? I was looking for some type of a little, what do you call them, cameraman? You know, those little black and white striped tops.
Officials
Oh, yes.
shirts?
The shirts that the officials wear. But I couldn't find one. I went over to Party City, and I said to the sales girl, do you have any leftovers from Halloween? She said, well, she was very nice. She said, let me go in the back and see. Ay, ay, ay. She came out with what she called the sexy umpire outfit. I took one look at it and I said, no, maybe if I was like 18, you should have seen this thing. So here we are. This is much better suited for me. All right, so I think this is looking really good now. So let me lower the mixer. Very thick. Get this out of here. There we go. You see how thick it is? So I'm going to take this off the paddle. I like to use my paddle attachment for this. Works better because you are dealing with thick dough. Okay. Okay. And now, put this aside. Now I'm going to add my mini chocolate morsels. So we're going to need 3 cups of the mini chocolate morsels. So this here is 1 cup. I'm going to blend that in with my spatula, just like you would if you were making chocolate chip cookies. just like that. So let me start blending this in. The dough is, like I said, thick, so take some muscles to get these little mini chocolate chips, whoops, in there. And I can eat this because there's no eggs.
Diva, are those the semi-sweet minis?
Yes, I gotta add 2 more cups. So let me add another cup. Want lots of chocolate chips in here. And you can use any brand of the semi-sweet morsels you want. Just make sure they're minis. And I usually tend to buy Nestle's or Ghirardelli, but the cameraman did me a favor. He went to the store and he bought me this bag, and they're the store-bought brand, and they're fine. Maybe not as good a quality as the Ghirardelli, but they're still good. So that is, I believe, a 12-ounce bag, and that will not give you 3 cups. It'll give you about 2.5. So I had some leftovers here. So I'm putting my 3rd cup in. Move that aside. Let me try to mix this all in. Okay, so what I'm going to do, cameraman, is I'm going to mix all of these in, and then I will be back, everyone, in a second to show you what we're going to do next. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm back. Okay, my cookie dough is all finished, and I cleaned up my mess, and now we're going to go on to part 2. And I started without you because I wanted to move this video along, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do. As you can see here, I have a baking sheet with parchment paper on it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a little bit of your cookie dough. You know, it depends on how big you want the footballs to be. And you can roll it into a ball. You'll put your ball down on your parchment paper, or you could use wax paper. Now, we have to make them into the shape of a football. Now, like I said, I'm not really a big sports person, so I was making my footballs, and the cameraman said, "What'd you say, cameraman?" They don't look like footballs.
They have to be fat in the middle and pointed at the end.
So I was getting instructions, but just play around with your dough till it looks like a football. He told me, you got to make your ends pointed. It has to be fat in the middle, and I know that. But these are going to be dipped in chocolate later and decorated, so they will look just like footballs. So take your ball, flatten it out on your cookie sheet, and then just work to the best you can on shaping it into a football. The main thing is you want to get the ends a little bit pointed. According to the cameraman and all you football fans out there, they're fat in the middle and they're pointed at the ends, right, cameraman?
Please, yes.
All right, so this is all you're going to do, and they're easy. Make another one for you. Just squeeze it, roll it into a ball. Now you're going to get a lot, I'm talking a lot of footballs out of this recipe I gave you. That's why I said, if you'd like to cut it in half, just take my measurements that I'll put in the box and just cut it right in half. So there's your ball. I'm going to press it down a little bit with my hand. I'm going to work on the sides, and I'm going to try my best to shape it into a football. They don't have to be perfect.
Yes, they do.
But do the best you can. So this is the idea of it. Some are fatter than others. Some are more pointy than others. But what you're going to do is you're going to make them into the football shapes. You're going to put them on your parchment paper, and you're going to put them in your refrigerator for about a half hour. You want to get them firmed up a little bit, because then they'll be chilled, and when you dip them into your melted chocolate, they're going to be a lot easier to work with. Now, one thing I wanted to mention to you is while they're in the refrigerator, I'm going to melt my chocolate. Now, I happen to have one of these little Wilton's candy melters. You can get them online. Not sure what stores carry them. Sometimes Walmart has them. Amazon, you can get them. They're very inexpensive. And what you do is you put your chocolate discs in there. And I happen to have the Wilton Candy Melts. They work fine. You can get the Ghirardelli, or I think there's another brand. But the key is use a good chocolate that will melt easily. Otherwise, you know, anything you make with chocolate's not going to come out. So I preheated this a little bit, and I'm going to pour my entire bag into my little candy melter. What I love about this candy melter is you don't have to worry about your chocolate hardening. It will constantly keep it melted. There's, you know, a medium switch and a high switch. So if you keep it on, say, the medium, or I guess you can call it the low, it'll constantly keep your candy melted. Now, the other way I do it quite often is in the microwave. So you melt your candy in the microwave. You just use a microwave dish. Put your candy in there. Put it in the microwave on high. Every 30 seconds, check it and stir it, because you don't want it to burn. And once chocolate is burned, it's done. So you can do that. The only downside with that is sometimes as you're working, your chocolate will start to harden, and then you have to go back into the microwave and, you know, work to get it softened. So either way is fine. I did it in the microwave for many years until I bought this, but this is a treasure. I love this thing. So if you can afford it and you have the opportunity to buy one of these, all your candy making will be easier, but otherwise just do it in the microwave. All right, so while they're in the refrigerator chilling for 30 minutes, I'm gonna melt my chocolate, and then I will be back in a second to show you what our last step is. Bye! Hi, I'm back. What I did is I took the footballs out of the refrigerator. They were in for a little bit more than a half hour, and as you can see, I'm holding this one up. It's firm now, so it'll do much better because it's firm and cold in the chocolate. Now I'm gonna show you the best way to do this. You're going to drop your football into your melted chocolate. You are not going to swirl it, because if you swirl it around, you know, you take the chance that it might break. So we're just going to drop it in there, and I have a spoon, and you're going to spoon the chocolate over the top of it. And then I'm going to show you how to take it out. So I'm dropping the football in the melted chocolate. I'm taking my spoon, and I'm just putting the chocolate on top of the football, so it's all covered. Now, I'm doing it the Bakerella way, and if you don't know what that is, you take a fork, and you put the fork in there under the football. And the fork has, you know, the tines in it, so don't tap it on the side of the melting pot. Tap your finger on it, like this, and you see the chocolate coming out? And then once we get a lot of the chocolate through there, I'm gonna put the football onto this tray with my parchment paper on it till it hardens. So this is just the best way to do it. Now what you can do is when you want to get it off of the fork, there's different ways. You can use a toothpick, and you can just slide it off with the toothpick. So here we go. Got most of it off. I'm going to take a toothpick, and I'm just going to slide it right off there onto the cookie sheet. And this is what I'm going to do with all of them. And they will dry beautifully in a short amount of time. So I'm going to drop this in, cover it with the melted chocolate. Don't swirl it around. Take your fork, put your fork in there, and let it drip through, tapping it gently. Now this is what I'm telling you is I found the best way to do it. But if you prefer to do it another way, that's up to you too. And you can always clean the tines of the fork in between with your toothpick. So there you go. See, the chocolate is coming through there. And then I'm going to put it on the parchment paper. It just leaves it nice and smooth. See that? They don't break, and they'll harden on there. Now, some of them I made into balls. I call them truffles. I'm going to drop my truffle in, and I'm going to cover that with the chocolate. Now I'm going to put it also on this fork. Now, Sometimes you're not going to get your chocolate perfect. It's not going to be perfectly smooth, but there's a way to fix that. So let me tap this. Now what's great about sprinkles is you can put them on your truffles, and if you see any dents in there or it's not perfectly smooth, well, the sprinkles fix that in a jiffy. So let me put this truffle down. I have a few sprinkles over here. Once you put the sprinkles on that truffle, perfect. So I'm going to do all of these footballs, and let me tell you, there's a lot. I mentioned that I doubled the recipe. I don't know how many I have, but I have a lot, and I still have a lot more to make. Towards the end, I just might make also a lot of truffles. So once these footballs harden, I also melted some white chocolate. I put it in this little squirt bottle, and I'm going to make a line on there with little lines to make them look like footballs. But we have to wait till this chocolate dries first. If you don't want to melt any chocolate, you can also buy one of these like the Betty Crocker cookie icing, and put it on with that in the white. But I'll be back in a few minutes. Hopefully I'll have a lot of these dipped and dried. I'll show you how to put the white on there for the footballs, and we'll all taste one, and we'll be done. Bye-bye. I dipped all my footballs into the chocolate, and I made probably about 20 truffles also, and I let them sit out for a while on the counter, and the chocolate's hardened. So now I have my white melted chocolate that I put in this little squirt bottle. Now, if you don't want to melt white chocolate, you can use, like I told you before, some white icing. So I'm going to put a line down the middle, and I'm going to put 4 lines down in the other direction, and I will show you what these little babies look like. So I'm putting the line down the middle, like a football. Beautiful. And then I'm going to put 4 lines going the other way. These came out really nice. And like I told you, the double batch made a lot of footballs, and they made a lot of truffles. I didn't count them all, but I'll bet you there was probably 20 truffles and maybe 40 footballs. So it all depends on what size you make them. So this is one I just did now. I'll hold it up for you. This is one I just did before I was experimenting. So I think they came out really nice. I'm going to finish them all. This is only part of them. I have the rest on trays over there. So I'll be busy for a while. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy the Super Bowl game on Sunday, and you have lots of these cookie dough footballs to eat. And if you enjoyed my video, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I love my subscribers. I haven't been doing this long, but I'm going on 300 now, so you guys are what I do it for, and you guys are the ones that can subscribe and make me get up there. So love you all. Happy Super Bowl. Toodles.